that noise?
You can hear that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fucking mad. It's the air conditioner upstairs dripping on the air conditioner in the bed. Like it's been turned off upstairs.
Uh-huh.
But the dripping has not stopped. And so you can hear it. If you can hear it, then that means everyone can hear it on this recording. And I can't do anything to make the Chinese water torture stop. Drip, drip, drip,
Let's
drip,
hear it.
drip.
I can hear it with my headphones. I don't know if other people could hear it.
I can try to get closer to it. But last time I did this, when I tried to get close to a toilet, I dropped my computer.
Do you hear that in your house?
What do you mean?
Like you hear that? Where is it in your house? Like, does it bother you?
Yeah, I can hear it. It's the air conditioner upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
It just drips. The condensation drips out.
You put a bowl underneath it or a sponge.
But it's on the outside.
Yeah, go out there.
I don't feel like doing that much.
Yeah.
Should stop at some point. That if you put a rag out there, it'd become disgusting. It would constantly be wet and grow mold. Hey, look, I think it's back. It started hitting a different part, so it wasn't.
Oh, like it might have changed a little bit.
Like a gust of wind maybe came through.
Yeah.
Can you even say Chinese water torture anymore? I feel like that's an outdated term and it could get me, canceled.
I don't think so, because isn't it from China? So it's like getting in trouble for saying Chinese food. How would that be wrong?
I don't know the rules anymore. You want to speak of outdated terms, boomer. Yeah. Canceled.
Oriental water torture.
Now you're really pushing it. Now you're going to places you're not allowed to go.
Oh, no, I'm not allowed to say Oriental.
No.
You're allowed to say Oriental rugs.
Yeah, because it's a region where...
No, I know what it is.
It's not a people.
I know, but you're allowed to say the word Oriental.
I don't like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Baby's unhappy too. I get it.
It makes me feel uncomfortable. I saw a video of someone saying that there was cultural appropriation at a taco truck because the salsa, and this was serious. This was not a joke. It's not satire. The salsa was too watery. And so how are people going to do that to Mexico's culture? Now, they didn't say who was running the truck. So maybe it was a white dude running the truck, but that was the point they brought up about cultural appropriation. They bought a burrito from a Mexican food truck.
That the salsa was watery?
Yeah, it wasn't chunky the way it was supposed to be.
Well, it depends on where you're from, I'm sure. I'm sure different regions of places that make salsa.
I don't think you need to make the argument why this person was wrong.
You're right.
I think we all agree.
What an idiot.
This person was pretty fucking stupid.
It's like the people that just complain about their food no matter what, like at a restaurant. I think it really just makes them feel good. Somebody complaining like that, coming up with like they didn't get that from somewhere. They figured it themselves to decide that a culture will be mad.
Yeah,
and it must just make them feel good. Like
it's usually a person who's not part of the culture.
Savior,
It's a person who's not part of the culture complaining that someone is appropriating the culture.
Right. And it's like, it's up to them to tell you whether it's appropriation or not.
No, they're not smart enough. They don't realize it. They're not able to realize it. Really it's through the oppression of society that they never had the education to realize that they're
right. And now it's up to me.
So yes, I'm here.
The person with the privilege.
I'm here, but I realize I have the privilege and I'm going to do good with that privilege. It is my duty and my responsibility. Having that privilege, I need to spread it around. So I will tell the Mexican that the food truck is appropriating their culture because the salsa is too watery. Even though the person who runs the food truck is Mexican.
Oh, they are?
No, I don't know in this instance.
But it doesn't matter if they were or not. The person still is making this assumption.
In my hypothetical, it's a Mexican person running the food truck, but the person still makes this asinine comment. Yeah.
Did you know that it's racist? Well, it's I don't know if racist is the right word, but it's some sort of weird bias to say that the pyramids were built by aliens, because it's to say that like the Egyptians, because they're brown, like they would have no way of making such like intricate and precise architecture, and so it must have been aliens. They couldn't
Yes,
have done
that's
it
exactly
themselves.
when people say it's aliens, that's exactly what their intent is to put down the brown-skinned Egyptians who used slaves to build the fucking pyramids anyway.
Yeah.
But I can't stand the fact that they built those things and their skin was darker than mine because they're supposed to be lesser than. So I have to attribute it to aliens. Fuck off.
Okay. Wait. I don't think it's that thought out. I think it's that
well,
they
if somebody's
think
making that claim, it's exactly what they're saying.
no, because I agree that I think it is like some sort of weird internal or implicit bias that you don't realize that you're having, to say that a culture that long ago couldn't have made such like a important thing without help from fucking aliens. You know what I mean? Like, why?
But you're
couldn't
starting
they
at the wrong baseline. The baseline is these are people who believe that aliens showed up on Earth and built things. So whatever
Okay.
the reasoning isn't even worth gauging.
Sure. But the concept itself is like, we'll come up with anything to say that these people couldn't have done that.
I think it's just an opportunity. It's not.
Well, those people, they would never have been able to do that.
Yeah, see, I don't think it's an indictment against the people. I think it's just looking at an old structure. So
Maybe it's a bit of both.
If the Empire State Building, built by the non-white Irish people, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. The Irish people aren't white. That was, the stance at some point in this country. Irish people aren't white. Italians aren't white.
Man, white people would just say nobody's white.
So, but that aside,
you're not white.
Let's say the Empire State Building was built a long time ago in the middle of a desert by Irish people. I think you'd get the same thing. Well, I mean, if I just set the standard that Irish people weren't white, then maybe people would actually say it for the reasons you're claiming. But
yeah, they can't do it. They're too stupid.
But I think it's just an old structure that the people are latching on to and using it as an opportunity to claim aliens exist. I don't think they're putting that much thought into it.
I don't think they're putting thought into it either. But I think that the fact, like, I feel like. What about Stonehenge? Do people say that was aliens?
I'm sure. Look, Ancient Aliens has many seasons and many episodes.
Ancient Aliens is reaching for content.
Yes, they need content. So I guarantee that there is an episode about Stonehenge. And if aliens didn't make it, then it was built to communicate with aliens.
Yeah.
I
wonder if it's less believed that aliens had something to do with Stonehenge versus the pyramids. I don't know. And I'm not looking for racism everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm just interested in the idea and wonder if it's true. And then it makes you think about your own stuff. It's like, oh, what else do I think that like, oh, that person is being nasty. Oh, is it just because I expect them to be a certain way because of wherever looks like where they're from, and so I expect them to be a certain. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you think about your own sort of impressions of people that you make without.
At some point, though, you're thinking too much and you're overthinking it.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not overthinking. I'm just talking about it right now.
I like snow, but I don't like when the snow turns dirty. It's
Because
so you
you're
like it when. So you like it when the snow is white, but you don't like it when it turns black.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
or brown.
But that has nothing to do with. Yes, it does.
You like white meat?
Your subconscious is telling you. It's like I know that's not happening, but some people will not relent. Yes, it is. So I don't feel a need to reflect on my love of snow and what it actually means about
I'm
my
not
worldview.
saying that. I'm not saying that that's what people should do. I'm just saying it's interesting to like just think about what you think about. That's all. Be aware. Be self-aware.
No, I've been aware. I've put
listen,
a lot
I'm
of
not
time.
telling. Why are you making it personal? I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it's it's an interesting thing to talk about or to think about. To me, I guess.
In my many years,
you should do it, and you're wrong for not doing it.
In my many years, I've thought about plenty. No, I'm done thinking.
Why are you doing that?
I'm done thinking.
I'm not telling you.
I'm shutting thinking
You're so
down.
Annoying.
It's June 6th. I graduated on this date 24 years ago.
I don't think about that ever. I don't think about graduating.
And in this 24 years, I've put in so much work and effort. I've changed. I'm the best I'm going to be. And it's time to call it quits. I'm not ending my life, but, I'm going to go just stop thinking.
Okay.
Why are you taking it so personally?
Well, now I'm taking it seriously, and I can't tell when you're serious or not.
I don't know why you're taking it so personally. Like because
it was annoying.
An attack on
because
you.
I was trying to talk about something, and you kept sort of shutting it down by making it personal, and that's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to have a conversation. Know what I'm saying?
Warby Parker in 100 words. Once upon a time, a young man left his glasses on an airplane. He tried to buy new glasses, but new glasses were expensive. Why is it so hard to buy stylish glasses without spending a fortune on them? He wondered. Sounds like a fucking thing I wrote in first grade. Who put this together?
What is it from? Why are you reading that?
It's on a cleaning cloth.
Oh, from Warby Parker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have Warby Parker glasses. I'm above them. I have.
Doesn't sound like it because you have a cleaning cloth.
Christina. Christina's just entering the glasses realm, and then you have to.
She never needed glasses before.
She can still kind of exist without them, but when I went on my glasses kick and started buying multiple pairs, she thought, I like this idea. It's nice to accessorize.
It is nice.
So she went to Warby Parker to kickstart things.
Okay.
Which I get. You got to tread lightly. I started with Firmoo and I Buy Direct and Zenni. And then at some point I said, you know what? I deserve a better quality of glasses. And I upped my game.
Well, I'm proud of you for feeling like you deserve something. Because there was a time when you felt like you didn't deserve anything.
Well, don't put it that way, because I will shut this shit down and I will break all my glasses on the spot. I will crush them.
You deserve things, Greg. You deserve towels and nice trash cans.
Shut up.
You didn't own a trash can?
Up.
I have a bag.
Did you hear that? That was my knife flicking open.
All right. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
And listen to this. You hear this? That was a second smaller knife flipping open.
I like that idea as a threat. You open, like you have your real big knife and they're already afraid. And you're like, and then this one. It's a smaller knife.
I mean, the first one's not so big, but I'll send you.
I know these knives. I've seen them.
No, you don't know. The smaller one I got yesterday is a gift. I guess I'm now known as a person who likes knives.
Wow.
I don't know where that came from.
You're going to graduate to like sabers.
Well, soon, yes. If you see my collection of watch bands and glasses, soon it's going to be a collection of knives.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a baby. It's cute. It looks like a bird.
Yeah, it's got a little curve to it, giving it a beak-like shape.
Beak-like.
All right, what the fuck are we talking about?
I want to talk about...
Oh my God, I haven't watched in a long time.
Okay, it's not that we have to talk about the people or what's happening. It's more about the show structure itself. And if it's real or if it's not. Because I truly cannot tell.
Well, I'm going to bleep that out going into the opening theme, because if people hear what you want to talk about, they may have already tuned out. So I need to. So I'm going to say, what the hell are we talking about? And you're going to say, I want to talk about, and then I'm going to put a bleep in there.
Ooh, that will create intrigue.
Even though the show title will probably be something about what we talk about. But fine.
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ. And I'm going to trust you. I will turn the topic over to you. And I hope the audience decides to trust you too when you announce that you would like to discuss
90 Day Fiancé, and if it's real or not, and what is going on. How do we know what things are real and what aren't real anymore. I don't know.
So you've been watching 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, I've been watching the new 90 Day Fiance, which is like ever after. So it was the last thing that was on was, well, one of the last things was on was like the regular 90 Day Fiance. And then you follow those same couples into 90 Day Ever After or whatever.
So here's what I know. I'll just tell you where I stand on this.
Okay.
Because I've seen some episodes. I put it on sometimes when I just want to have the TV on and I'm doing something else.
Oh, but then don't you get sucked in?
Kind of. I mean, I was sucked in early on to 90 Day Fiance. Like I feel as though I was there at the beginning, but it was already many seasons in and people had already loved it. But
Yeah.
amongst people in my life, when I would talk about it, nobody else was watching it. So I felt as though I was the person pushing it on people. I said, you should watch this. This is insane. So I know that Necklace Ed broke up with his fiance. Like I know they break up all the time.
But they broke up for real. Like he called off the wedding.
They were engaged. I don't know.
Her daughter was all involved, which is really sad.
I don't know what the fuck she's doing with that guy to begin with.
Yeah, why is she sad about it?
She could do so much better. And Necklace Ed, you want to talk about if it's real or fake. I don't think the producers necessarily tell him what to do, but I think he realizes he gets married. Maybe this is all over. He buys into his own celebrity and he makes decisions based on what's going to keep him on the show. I do believe that. How much it's influenced by the producers, I don't know, but this guy doesn't want to lose his fame. I mean, he has a fucking sticker of his own fucking face that he puts on things. Oh, for sure.
And he just started working as a real estate agent. And so he's like using the show to, boost all that too.
I guess sticker sales weren't up there. Not breaking in the
how
millions.
Many people make, besides Lisa Frank, how many people have become millionaires selling stickers?
He's got t-shirts too.
Yeah.
Big Ed.
Who wants to worship that guy?
I shouldn't go after.
I mean, I would get a sticker as a joke.
I wouldn't even do that.
Sorry, Big Ed.
Yeah, I shouldn't go after his neck. It's not his fault. I know he was born with something.
Yeah, something.
I just don't like him. He seems fucking annoying. Like he does think that he's fucking famous, and I guess on some level he is, but it's not through any goddamn talent. It's
through being a creep with Rose or whatever. Meh.
It's like politicians. I mentioned this the other day that I feel as though politics is now just a path to fame. And it's something you don't even need talent for. At least in other realms, you need to be able to sing or dance or write or act. And these are people who say, I want to be famous, but I can't really offer anything. Oh, politics is my new path. Reality TV exists similarly. And this Ed...
I'll get on a reality show.
This Ed buys into it. Like, you don't offer the world anything, dude. Like, we watch you and think you suck as a human. And on some level, that's attractive. It makes us feel better about ourselves. It's just entertaining to watch. But nobody actually likes you. Nobody says, that's a cool guy. So continue.
I just can't tell. Okay, so with Big Ed, I understand what you're saying, where he might be operating to not with his own love interests or whatever, or her interests or whatever. It's more about keeping his career. Maybe that. I mean, I understand that. But then there are people like Gino and Jasmine. And Jasmine is... These two I just can't figure out, because this is, I mean, their relationship is wild and fiery and stupid. But then, like, there are times when you really identify with her and you feel bad for her and you like her. And then there are times where you kind of feel bad for him, even though you hate him, and when I'm watching it,
what does
I'm
he
enjoying
do?
It. What?
He's just a passive loser. What does Gino do? A lot of the times...
Oh, as in, what is he? Because he's a dick. He controls her. He likes to control. He pretends like he's the victim of her, like, fiery wrath when...
Well, she finds a chapstick from 16 years ago and flips her shit.
Not 16 years ago. But listen, I understand that she is, maybe it's in her culture or something to, like, be jealous, and maybe that's a sign of...
How dare love. You assign that trait to a people that Latinas are fiery. How dare you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like he plays into that. He makes sure that that's anyway. He acts like he's the victim, and he I think has a lot to do with their dynamic.
Don't get me
But
wrong. I don't like him, and I do think
okay,
on
good.
some level he has money, right? And I think he likes to use that to leverage power.
I guess he has money. He always says that he doesn't. And she's fucked up too. Like she says like it's never about her, but then she asked for money for a wedding dress and then spent it on getting like butt implants or something. So and then like didn't tell him it was like $10,000.
I think they just struck gold with this one. I think that's a real dysfunctional relationship that
It just okay. All right. So then
we all get to witness.
another example is Michael and what's her name? She's all fucking country.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, what's her
She
name?
lost a lot of weight.
Oh, she looks insane. She lost a lot of weight and then she got lots of surgeries on her face. But she got them too late. Do you know what I mean? Like she was first of all, she got them too late. Angela, thank you. She got them too late and she got all of this like tightening and stuff in her face too late in life. So now, you know, it's too wrinkly to save. You know what I mean? And then she lost all this weight. So it made her even more like loose skinned and wrinkly. So she looks just strange. Not like people with plastic surgery don't always look strange. She looks especially strange to me. But the way that they are together and like how gross she is as far as just her the way she speaks, the way she talks to him, her constant smoking and like keeping her cigarette pack and her cell phone in her bra all the time. Like and like her bra's always showing with these like cutout shirts. It's just like, dude, you are a mess. And they're together and I see it and I think it doesn't make sense and this can't be real, but I also know that civilians are not good at pretending. Do you know what I mean? Like if a producer or someone, you know, who's basically like writing a script for the show said, okay, now Angela, you're going to come in and you're going to be mad at Michael about blah, blah, blah. It's like a normal civilian human person would just be like, Michael, I'm mad at you because you said this and I thought you wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
They're not good actors, no.
No, but these people they're either the best actors in the fucking world or it's real. And I don't
It is
know.
real on some level. Like any reality show that's gone on this long, and it's especially with 90 Day Fiancé and the premise of I met someone online, they live in a different country, we're going to take advantage of that 90-day visa, and if things go well, like I hope they will, we will get married and that person can move to my country.
And the fact that like Michael and she are still working on the visa, I guess he's getting money from the show.
There's some money.
The possible opportunity of getting a visa and living in the United States.
But you know, the show when it first aired, it is more of a passive, we're documenting this type of thing.
Yeah.
And as time goes on and they get more money to do the show, it gets slicker, it looks better.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even with Curb Your Enthusiasm, if you watch the first season of Curb, this is just a budgetary thing, but you can tell that they were shooting that for nothing. Like, there was no lighting on set.
Really?
There's times that Larry is in a shadow and you can barely see his face.
Oh my God, I gotta go back and watch.
And some of it is that it hasn't been remastered, so it's still in the 4:3 aspect ratio and standard definition. But
yeah,
it really is just a camera and the actors.
Okay.
Probably minimal crew, a sound person. And as they got more money, you can see the show change. And 90 Day Fiancé is similar. They're still on the go and shooting on location. So, you know, these aren't huge productions.
No, but they're flying to Brazil. They're flying to, there's little villages in Thailand.
That's why they started doing the other way, where they would visit other countries, as you're saying, instead of just documenting people in the United States, and the people would come visit them here. And like anything else, it evolves I don't know how much intent is put into that evolution, meaning the producers do need to get situations that are maybe a little crazier than they used to be, or
Oh,
people
I
that are a
see.
little
Yeah.
more unstable, because you have to kind of one up the last season. So I don't,
Well, it can't be all people just really getting along and there's no drama.
yeah, same thing with Real World. I
Yeah.
always like the idea of going into a Real World audition acting like some insane asshole, and like, this guy, let's get him, he's going to stir shit up. And then once I was on the show, I just sat there on the couch and didn't say anything, didn't do anything. I mean, why? Just to fuck over the producers of the Real World? That
You'd
gives
fuck
you
over the person, the casting director. Like,
yeah, it gives you insight into my mind space as a late teen. I was like, yeah, I just want to go in and destroy that fucking system, this dumbass
well,
fucking show. But
but the show did. You're right. Like the show was more of a passive experience versus even the middle seasons. You know, where it turned into just like putting people that would definitely just cause trouble, or like,
yeah, finding people who already drink too much and
yeah.
feeding them more booze.
And then always making sure there's a hot tub. Hot tubs were a huge thing back then, like with Jersey Shore and Real World. Every season of these shows have a hot tub so that they can like drink, get in the hot tub, get them into bikinis, and then they can screw.
That first season of The Real World, it it was more of a, let's put these people together. I feel like, yes, there was conflict, but it was much more subdued, and people having conversations, people who weren't, white people who lived in rural areas now
Yeah.
being exposed to people of different color in the
And
city.
living
And
in New York City. Yeah.
yeah, you're going to get interesting conversations and conflict and drama out of that. But a lot of these shows that start off like that, 90 Day Fiancé included, I feel as though that's interesting for 1 or 2 seasons. And these maybe should be
Right.
one
Because it's not a
offs.
documentary, it's
Yeah,
a reality show.
they should be one offs, maybe
Hmm.
1 or 2 seasons, but you want them to keep going. So you have to find ways. So I know that reality TV, especially in the editing, is manipulated. And I know that producers set up circumstances to get reactions out of people. But I don't think the people involved are acting, because like you said, it's even if you're yourself,
Yeah.
when your fed lines are told to be a certain way, most people can't do it. They're not
No.
able to loosen up and come off as natural. It is very stiff, and it's like, okay, this is fucking fake.
But then how do they do it on the show? They can't really be like
I think you get crazy people.
Michael cannot really be into Angela.
Well, you did have you
Because
did
and then they kiss and like again they can't.
maybe he is. Maybe he is. But I mean,
He must be, like I said, or else he's the best actor. He's like,
that was one of the things with that show, though, too, is there were people who wanted a green card and
Yes.
would manipulate and use a person to get that.
But then it would be like that Danielle and Aladdin or whatever, because he gave her absolutely nothing and like would barely touch her. And then the second he was able to, he left.
And then those people went away. They're not
Right.
so there. If you go through and look at all the couples that have been on that show, how many are still around? I think because by nature, these are the craziest ones. They're the ones who give the most.
There's like a handful that are still together that are normal and that are still on the show.
They're not doing that pillow talk thing that I can't stand.
Oh, I liked that pillow talk thing at first. I thought it was fun.
I prefer
I really
to see
wanted
the
to
actual
watch.
show.
I think I was lonely. Like I wanted to watch the show with someone, and then
Yes.
it was feeling like I was watching it with somebody, and they were like saying the things I was thinking.
And so you watched it with the guy who says he's not gay, but is gay.
Oh, that fucking guy. He has a real like monotone voice
What
when he talks.
What is that guy's name?
I don't know, but he always is with his ex-wife.
He's always
they're
with
not-
his ex-wife.
Yeah.
His season, I remember,
He was into Brazilians.
Yeah, and there was a woman who was really pretty who liked him, and he wouldn't have sex with
and
her.
he kept fumbling the ball.
And I can understand maybe not wanting to go down and have sex right away. Like, hey, I'm kind of taking this seriously and
Yeah.
I want to, but he just avoided it completely.
Yeah, I think because it wasn't really about taking it seriously or taking it slow. I think he has some sort of like sexual issues. I mean, look at how he looks. I'm sorry, but you don't look like that and you don't get that perception that everyone has of you without there
He
being
looks,
something there. We're humans and we're smart in that way.
he looks like an understudy for Green Day. It's like, we need someone to step
Ooh,
up tonight.
like a Dollar Tree Green Day.
It's like, I'll do it. I'm
He
in.
always has, he always says he has like a real monotone voice.
But there were those seasons. There was one season where there was an older guy going down to find this really young girl, and she kept saying, "I'll meet you here," and she wouldn't show up. I wish I could remember
The
the
guy
names.
with the black trench coat?
No, he didn't have a trench coat. This guy was a dad, and whatever. It's pointless when I don't know the
And
names.
yep. And he was young. He looked young, and yep. And the girl came with her parents, and then she was like catfishing him a little bit. Like she was all filtered out on all the pictures that he got from her.
I'm trying.
And she wouldn't meet him for a long time.
My search isn't rendering clear results. 90 Day Fiance, old dude, young girl. Most of the show. That's most of the show. So that didn't help me narrow down who I'm looking for.
There
young
dude,
Ben.
Old girl,
Ben.
Airbnb. Oh, Ben, and he was like real religious, wasn't he?
Yes. So there was Ben. He was 52.
Mahogany.
Yes. And she was 22. So 30-year difference.
And her accent was suspicious too. A lot of people on Reddit thought that she was a plant from the show. Oh yeah, and he had that weird eye. He was like fucking weird, dude.
I mean, that'd be an interesting one to explore. Did the show set it up? Because she wasn't on camera a lot. So you're not going to get good performances out of people, as we've already established. But she was barely on. And it was really just the runaround. It was mostly him sitting in restaurants alone and then getting sad and then getting angry and saying, I'm not giving up on this. And then stalking her. And
explaining to his kids. Remember before he left? They were just like, okay. They were teenagers.
Yeah, how embarrassing. It's like, okay. If my dad had met someone that was age appropriate, and look, I'm well aware I'm dating someone 13 years younger, but it's also, it's not 52 and 22.
No.
At some point in my life.
There's not a power differential between you two to make that even weirder.
No, I don't fuck power. I have no interest.
Power.
I have no interest in that, in interpersonal relationships. But I remember she showed him her home in quotes, but it was
Airbnb.
So there were weird things, but also maybe she just got in over her head, which is a very real possibility. She's talking to this guy, kind of just fucking around, thinking she could get money, or even she was just bored. Who knows what her intention was?
Yeah, just maybe she's like sort of lonely and is getting attention from a man.
And then the show reaches out, and maybe you think this is an opportunity to be on TV. I don't know if they offer any money. Yeah, even if it's a little bit of money they offer, it is some money. It's some money. So you say, okay, I'll do this. And then you don't really think it through. And the next thing you know, you have this really
old man
inspired
trying to come to your house. You're like, shit, I gotta steal my parents' credit card and book an Airbnb and pretend it's my home.
or maybe the producers did that. Because that could be something that I could see that the producers need something. And she says, you're not coming into my home. No, you can't come to my
house.
Yes, you're not coming into my home. So they say, okay, we're just going to book an Airbnb. You show him around.
Yeah.
He's too stupid. I mean, I guess at some point he did question it, but he was so blinded by this idea of who she was, not even who she actually was.
What a creep. To be like this old man who's, maybe we're even the same age, but he seems like, no, he was 52.
He was 52 when they did the show.
Okay, well, whatever. I mean, even that's not that old, but you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, labeling people in their 50s as old for this conversation is why, compared to her.
Yes, yeah. In this context, he's a fucking old man who is only getting, it's like his only source of confidence and whatever is from how old is she? How
She
old
was
was she?
22.
22-year-old? Are you fucking kidding me?
And I think she lied about her age, though. I think she said 20. That was the thing. I think you said 25. I was like, dude, at that point, it
Oh,
doesn't
and she
matter.
was like, "No, I didn't." And she kept saying like she wasn't lying.
But it
And
doesn't
when
matter.
she was getting caught in all the lies.
If you're 25, you're 22. Who fucking cares? Like in his mind, he had some distinction between the two. This is okay at 25, but 22, I don't
Yeah,
know.
22.
I don't know if this is all right. And then this is all on TV, and these kids have to,
Yeah.
even if they don't watch it, they know it exists.
Yeah.
And it's not a cool, like, can you imagine? It's like, I've been watching your dad on that 90 Day Fiance. It's like, oh, God, fuck.
I know. My dad's an idiot.
I think
Did
it's
you
all
ever meet Mahogany? Like, no, she is not a thing.
Mahogany, as he pronounced it.
Well, I think because she pronounces it weird. She had a real weird accent, which was another reason why they thought that she was fake all around. Because, like, the Spanish, I think that she was speaking was also really strange. And then, yeah, calling herself Mahogany.
Yeah, I can't speak to the Spanish. I was going to say sometimes when people are speaking a language that's not their native language and they, are a bit self-conscious about it, you put weird inflections on or you speak in a
Yeah.
different manner because you're trying to offset any criticism that'll come your way.
Yeah.
So you could be like speaking in a different voice, like I sound really stupid and ditzy, but I'm doing that on purpose in case I say something wrong in your language. And I can say, hi, no, I did that on purpose.
But even when she was speaking her native language, people said, like, this sounds weird.
So there's probably...
This is the problem, is that I feel like I am savvy enough to be able to tell what is real and what's not. And I cannot tell what is real and what is not on this show. And it's fascinating.
A lot of it,
the answer, I'm sorry. The answer would just be like, well, it's all fake. It's like, all right. But what? But is it? It can't be. Like I said, it can't be all fake.
It's not.
Yeah, it can't be. Not because I like it so much, but because people can't be this good.
There are people in dysfunctional relationships across the world, and you catch a few of them.
But they're this interesting?
Gino and Jasmine.
Oh, I love them so much.
It's just lightning in a bottle. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
wow. That's why they've been around for so long. And so many other couples aren't around.
He is fucking weird. That Gino. He like can't ever come.
Can he not? I did say I didn't know.
I don't think they have like I don't think I think he has trouble having sex in general. And then like anytime they have sex, like he never comes.
Weird.
He's fucking weird.
Yeah.
The way he touches her and like how he acts when she like dresses up sexy for him. He's like, whoa, look at you.
And he never takes off the hat.
Yeah, never takes off the hat. And then he's like laughing a lot and like will touch her shoulder and be like, hold on. Like she's in like a naughty nurse outfit or whatever, looking like a blow up doll. And he touches her on her shoulder. He's like, oh, look at it. Ha ha ha. It's such a strange reaction.
Yeah, there's something going on with that guy.
He's like an alien.
Maybe he's not harboring anything creepy, but
he's holding on to something.
Or just some people are strange. Some people are weird.
Yeah.
And that could be, or maybe he does have some dark skeleton secret.
Well, Jasmine says that he does. But
then why is she with him?
Who knows? She loves her Gino Gringuito, whatever.
No, there's something strange. Like she's getting something out of that relationship too. She, on some level, likes being hysterical, or at least feels comfortable being hysterical.
Yeah. It gives her an outlet to be insane.
There are times I see her and I think, man, I really feel for her.
I know.
She's overreacting a bit, but there's real hurt under all of that.
Yes. But then she's insane.
Yes, and then there are other times that she flips out over a 16-year-old chapstick. I know you say it's not 16 years old.
Do not make it 16. Yeah, don't do that.
It was
because
crusted and dried, and she found it.
wasn't.
Whose is this?
Jenna! Who is it, Jenna? I feel like that's a pretty good impression.
Well, you
lied to me.
You can extrapolate this out to the rest of the world. What is real? What is not? Everything's manipulated and shown to us through a specific lens.
I saw an interesting thing about person-to-person interactions is going to increase as we continue with AI because no one is going to trust any electronic communication to not be AI. So we're going to
move away from it.
Yeah, we're going to move toward being in person with each other so that we know it's like an actual human talking to us.
Until the robots get so good that we don't know if they're humans or not.
Well, that's the thing. You don't know. And so oh, do you mean like in person you would know if like a humanoid?
Yes,
in
person at some point, yes.
Okay, like data or something?
We won't at some point, but in the near future, sure. We're not interacting with things online because we can't be sure if they're AI or not. So
yeah,
I in theory that makes sense. I don't know if it's really going to happen. I have trouble seeing people actually moving back out and interacting with one another.
I think they're going to be forced to. I mean, not the people that grew up now because they're learning to not interact, but eventually the next gen beta.
You'll have to offer them the I can't remember the name of the test from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was also Blade Runner. It was something weird that I couldn't pronounce, started with a V. Let me see. Even if I look it up, I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce it. VOIGT. How would you pronounce that?
VOIGT?
Yeah. Voigt Kampf test.
Voigt-Kampf test?
It roots out the closeted androids.
Oh, how does it do that?
Test their innate sense of empathy.
Oh. What if you get somebody with autism that's a real person?
I mean, that's a fair thing. We don't think of it that way.
Like I'm not a robot. I just have autism.
Yeah, if you watch that autistic dating show or dating...
Love on the Spectrum?
Yeah, it's a very sweet show.
It's so sweet. I haven't watched it. I've only seen the clips on TikTok, but they're so sweet. Like, I like you because you're nice and you're pretty and I think you're fun and I want to see you again. Is that okay?
But I also like it that they're so direct.
Yes, I like when you tell me that. Thank you.
But I like that they're so direct. And sometimes like, I really like you, but I don't feel like there's anything else that's going to happen here.
Yeah, it is really nice.
And the other person
kind,
seemingly...
But also like, oh, this is a good way to be.
The other person seemingly doesn't take it too hard. They say, okay.
Yeah, because is it because I don't know how autism works? Is it because like they have trouble with emotion?
I mean, there's times that the one guy was getting really nervous about asking, or he asked someone out, then he didn't hear back, and he was getting really nervous about it. So, that does exist, but he feels though maybe the uncertainty is more unsettling than knowing the answer. And if the answer is no, it's like, okay, well, thank you for telling me. And then you don't have to exist in that space where you don't know what the fuck's going on and you don't have control.
Right.
I think it reveals a lot into the human psyche. A lot of people react like that, overthinking. Well, we just went on a date and I can't text right away, or if I got to wait a certain number of days and I can't let on too much that I like this. Why? If you tell a person that you like them and they don't like you at that point because you're coming on too strong, fuck them. Then
yeah.
Is that even
They're
a person?
Not good for you, bro.
Yeah. Is that a person you want to date at that point? I'd say, all right, now I have my answer and I can move on to the next. It's insane. Oh, I don't really want to know the truth because the truth could be that they don't like me. And I would rather not know that they don't like me because then I can still pretend that they like me. And maybe over time I can manipulate things so that they will like me. What the fuck? Who's actually insane here?
Yeah.
You are fucking crazy. I don't even know what that comparison I was drawing as if.
Yeah, because you're saying the autism person is
they're not
insane.
That's not,
Who has the lesser cognitive ability to handle things?
Yes, it's a better because I just said that, but
I know
it's
what you're
not
saying.
rooted in my real feelings
It's
towards
because you think the
people with
Egyptians couldn't
autism.
have built the pyramids.
Yes, you caught me.
Yes, we
You
all
can
know that
see
now.
this is where it all begins. One slip up
Mm-hmm.
gives people
And now you
insight into
love
my
that runny
all
salsa.
into all my real feelings. They say, oh, that guy, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, you could tell. He's white. All white guys over 40 are all the same.
I don't know what to do. I texted and they didn't text me back. Well, fuck that person. Fuck them if they don't have the time to text you back, if they're not interested in texting you back.
But that has to do with you being good with you, right? Like it has to do with you not needing them to fulfill you. It's they're going to add something to you. So if they don't add it, then all right, well, they just didn't add it. Nothing is subtracted.
It sucks. I get it.
Well, because I guess rejection, right? Like you can feel rejected.
Nobody wants to feel rejected. But also people are guilty of building things up in their minds instead of just letting them be. It's hard
Yes.
not to do, but if you meet someone and it goes well and you really like them, you start to think, wow, maybe this could turn into something. And
Yeah.
then that rejection becomes even bigger and will hurt even more. But at the end of the day, avoiding it or manipulating things to hopefully change a person's mind or giving them the space they need to hopefully come around. Like that's a real thing. I know that you went through that. Like you weren't necessarily ready to date, but if you communicate clearly and then the other person can decide, okay, well, I'm okay with that. And thank you for telling me the truth. It's worth it to me to give you the space you need. Like that's a fair thing. But I think that there are people who make excuses for other people when the person clearly just doesn't like them and they think giving them space will give them time to come around.
Well, and that's like magical thinking where you think that your behavior will change how the other person's feeling.
They'll see how amazing I am.
Yeah, and in a way, I mean, your behavior does affect people around you, so it's like it's not a huge leap, but it's also you're not going to you shouldn't act differently than yourself in hopes of not scaring off someone. Cuz you got to and it's not like you should scare them off intentionally to see what they'll do, but you got to do what you have to present an honest self to them so that you can be your honest self around them, and then
but they're going to find out at some point.
Right.
They're going to figure it out at some point.
And then you'll be rejected, and you could have saved all of that time and been rejected early when the bucket wasn't as full as it is now.
If you're somebody who comes on way too strong and overwhelms, be that person.
Yeah.
At least let the other person know that
you'll find a Michael who's into it. You can be a disgusting pig like Angela and and you'll find a Michael.
That is very nasty about Angela.
Come on, I'm not wrong.
Who was the other older woman who I do like?
Angie, I think her name was. What was her name?
The one who has a really good-looking son.
Good-looking son. Oh, who? Lisa.
And she went and dated the rapper.
Yeah. What's his name? It's like Baby or something. Lil Jon or something. He has like a name of an American rapper.
And he was rapping about other women in his songs. Yeah. And like that guy clearly she was buying him computers and electronics. And I don't even think he wanted the green card. He wanted the exposure for his rapping career.
Too, yeah.
I can't remember his name either. So if you want to have these conversations, I think it's probably good to know the people you want to talk about.
Baby girl Lisa.
90 Day Fiancé Lisa and rapper.
What was the rapper's name? They probably can't say it because Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy had two people, remember?
Usman, Soulja Boy.
Yeah, because he had baby girl Lisa, who was like she was a real smoker voice. She was real gross.
But they did bang at some point.
Oh, and Keem was the one who had the mixed son that was really handsome.
Oh, so are we getting them confused then? Were there two rappers?
No, there's one rapper. He did both.
Soulja Boy. I can't.
Yeah, Soulja Boy was at first
He
on the
was a
show with
player.
that fucking also pig woman, baby girl Lisa. Who she had, she woke him up on their like wedding day. She whispered in his ear and she was like, "Good
Okay,
morning."
yes. Okay.
And I just imagine her like stale smoker morning breath.
Now it's coming together. Yes.
Yeah.
And then who was the second one?
Keem.
Kim.
Yeah.
So yes, Lisa was there. That was really, really weird.
That was fucking really
And
weird.
then Kim just saw him on the show and said, "I like you."
I don't know. Maybe they started talking online. Yeah, maybe she saw him on the show and then started talking to him on Instagram or something.
My favorite is when these people go to another person's country and they meet their very conservative traditional parents and they're thinking, what the fuck is any of this?
Well, he brought baby girl Lisa to his mother where like on the way there they had to buy a goat to like bring to her
As the offering. See, that's something I could think that I could see the producers setting up. Like maybe they catch word that this is tradition, but maybe it's a bit outdated or whatever. Like, well, let's just do it. Let's do it. Come on.
I'm not sure that these things are outdated. I think some of these countries run on this like antiquated. Well, I guess we all do in just different ways,
The bartering system. Well, not here in the US because
Oh yeah, we don't do
now
that shit here.
now we're at the point where everyone gets to remain their individual self and they don't have to give in to the old system, like giving up your last name as a woman. We will hyphenate names. I do not give a shit if a woman keeps her last name. That does not bother me. I do not buy into this idea that women should change their last names if they want to. Great.
Yeah.
But the hyphen, so in several generations, you're going to have people with 6 hyphens in their fucking name.
Yeah, because it really only works once. Otherwise, you got to keep hyphenating.
Yes. Or apparently a new trend is people just creating completely new last names,
I hate that one.
combining their last names.
Yeah, I hate that one.
I just stay who you are if you want. If you like your last name, you don't want to change it, you don't, fine. But the fucking hyphen just feels like a goddamn show to me. It's like, look at, see, I'm the kind of person who thinks about these things and doesn't
All right,
buy
now,
in.
So I was Pritz, and now I'm Fisher. Now, if I got married again, if I wanted to combine, would I combine Pritz, Fisher, and the new last name?
I mean, it's your choice. But yes, if you're a person who wants, no, I think you would have to get rid of Fisher.
It'd be like Prishermone.
I feel like you got to get rid of it.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, I don't want to because it's the kid's last name, and I don't want to leave that.
I understand that, but if you're gonna hyphenate,
I'm saying smush.
Oh, you want to bring them together?
Yeah. What if I smushed, and it'd have to be all 3 names?
It's a discussion that needs to be had.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I would not change my name. I don't think. Well, maybe I would. I don't know.
Only the people involved can decide what's right
True.
for them.
And no judgment. I just have opinions. I don't judge you for doing it.
I heard a story of the combination, the last name combo, where the people made sure that they had an even number of letters from their original last name. Because if one person had one more letter, then that's not fair.
Oh, geez. Is it really? Are we really looking at like that tit for tat close?
There are some people so desperate to show that they don't buy into the power structure of the old marriage system.
Yeah.
That we really need to, we put so much thought into it to prove that I don't buy into.
Yeah, to who?
You're still getting fucking married.
Yeah.
If you really hate it so much, you can make a commitment without getting married.
Yeah.
You can say, I commit.
But for taxes, maybe you want to like.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I think this came up on the show the other day, the radio show. I said, why do people even get married now? Taxes? I get that it can mean something more to certain people, but if you hate it so much, if you hate the idea of it,
right, if you're going to go to these lengths,
then don't fucking do it.
Then just maybe, why is it why is it happening to begin with? I guess, look, if you want it, but you don't like the sort of the way that it was all set up culturally, then I guess you can redefine it. But it being based around fairness feels strange. It feels like outside of what it's about.
Well, the reality is it's never going to be fair. It can be like a seesaw.
Equitable?
It can be a seesaw where sometimes someone's in more of a position of power than others. Like that's a real dynamic. Things are liquid and they change.
Things change, yeah.
But this constant baseline, nothing's ever going to be off kilter.
Right.
I don't know if that's the best way to approach it. It's
That's
still,
what I mean.
And in fact, it's still a legal institution. It's fucking weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Why are there cheaper taxes tied to it?
Yeah, they want you to get married so bad because it's like institution, families. I don't know.
I mean, clearly it doesn't lock you in.
Not anymore.
So you could make the same commitment
there used
to
to
a
be
person.
like a religious, and then now legal stuff. They're like, whatever.
I'm trying to figure out why there are cheaper taxes tied to being married. We need a producer to look this stuff up for us.
Yeah, we do. Caleb, look that up.
Yeah, look
Caleb's
it up.
Our producer. Look that up, Caleb. Caleb, you got that? Man, Caleb really sucks.
Nah, whatever. I can't find a clear, easy answer to state.
It's probably because of some stupid American reason. I'm like, America, we gotta have people get married because we're religious.
It exists across the world. So it's not just an American thing.
Well, the tax part.
I bet there's tax breaks in other countries. But if you want like a centralized family because you think that's beneficial, and I do believe that. Different. I believe that, like having parents around and having some stability, and even in instances where
I guess it's showing that you're committed and you're not going to take this lightly. Even if you do split up, you're still like, I'm in it with you and I'm showing you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like in your situation, it's like, you know, they're kids and having a good relationship between the parents and letting the kids actually see the other parent. Like that stuff is beneficial and important. But again, I don't think you need a legally binding agreement.
Yeah.
Like that's not what drives it.
I guess but some people do need that. But that's the thing. It's like some people do need that, but then the people that might need that are not the people that are going to respect it if you break it.
I bet if you dug deep, divorce lawyers fund a lot of diamond commercials for engagement rings.
Yeah.
They still push the marriage narrative because they know people then get divorced. And if you just break up because you were never legally married, then there ain't anything to sort out. And the divorce lawyer isn't needed.
Well, I mean, I'm sure not all divorce lawyers are like this, but I know just anecdotally, the mediator that we went to see tried to like push us to fight. He was like encouraging us to not get along and like get what we could get out of each other. It's like, bitch, that's not what we're trying to do.
It depends on how cynical you want to get with that. I, as a very cynical person, I don't for a second believe that they weren't thinking about their own interests.
Oh, for sure.
What can I get out of this?
Dick.
But I also think that so many divorces are so messy.
Contentious.
Yeah. And contentious that
it's probably easy for him to do.
It's like you need to protect yourself because the other person is going to try to fuck you over.
Right. And that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing with us.
But it feels like you should actually gauge it for what it is. It's like, all right, well, this doesn't seem to be one of those instances where...
And like, yeah, exactly. Dick. I hate that guy. He really pissed me off.
I mean, it's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah. He was really fucking shitty. And like I said, I think I've told you on this before, but you know, we're in his office and we're talking and we're trying to figure it out. And he's like sort of talking to us about his own experiences and stuff. And we're like, and I know that this is costing so much money. And like every time we meet with him, it's going to cost more. Like like, $400 or something. And I was like, fuck, I already can't afford shit.
Is it
So, like,
hourly?
I don't think, maybe it's hourly, but it's like every time we were going to meet with him, it was going to be like $400. So it's like, let's get this on the road if you're going to if we're doing this, I guess. And after like 50 minutes of us talking, or 45 minutes, he pulls up a blank Word document and starts formatting it to like those legal things, where it's like the plaintiff and the defendant on what, I was like, you don't have a fucking template for this shit, you piece of shit. You're just making this now?
It's like the old 900 numbers. As soon as you connect,
Yeah.
they take forever to get to the menu to get you where you need to want to go. Even the Sierra hint line that I used to call for the video games I'd play.
Uh-huh.
Man, before the internet, you couldn't just look these things up. People actually made money. It's like, our game's hard, I know, and you're stuck. So
I did that with Myst.
Yeah, that's the same kind of games I would play, those adventure games.
Uh-huh.
And you get stuck sometimes. And then I resorted to buying the books that had the red,
like the keys in it and stuff.
It was the transparent red film.
Oh, cool! And it like revealed the letters, like the words. That's so fun.
That way, if you were looking for a hint and you just didn't want to accidentally see like other hints, other places, that you could just pick the section and hold that tool over it.
Oh, I
and
bet
it
that
would reveal.
felt so fun.
That was fun, but it's funny that was a business. Now with the internet, it's like I can find that shit anywhere because I started playing adventure games again, and I for the most part don't want to give in. I'll figure it out.
No, you want to play, yeah.
Even if it takes me a while to figure something out if I'm stuck, but every once in a while, it's like I can't. I'm going to look this up.
Yeah, like you're not enjoying it anymore.
It's just so easy now. But that 900 Sierra hint line. Thank you for calling the Sierra hint line. And then the Sierra theme would play. Then the game started up. And God damn it. This is every minute that ticks by. It's costing $1.99.
It's costing my parents $2.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're gonna yell at me when they see it.
I mean, that was pretty insane. 900 numbers where it would just go to your phone bill. Like 800 numbers, it was put in your credit card. At least you're making that choice. Okay, well, I'm going to do this. And I know the 900 number, you're still making the choice, but you would have it's accessible to kids. They can go on, and then it just starts billing immediately.
Yeah, but like those sexy lines, same thing.
There was a good podcast I listened to about that. I mean, I brought it up because it was years ago that I listened to it, but about the 900 number sex lines and who was behind them.
I want to know.
It came out several years ago. And I don't normally listen to podcasts. That's the funny thing. Working in audio, doing podcast radio, people assume that I'm constantly listening to what do you listen to? Like,
that's what people ask me about radio. I'm like, oh, fucking no.
Nothing.
What station do you listen to here in Baltimore? Like, I don't.
I listen to Sirius.
Yeah. I got a Sirius XM account, ho.
It was called Operator, the podcast.
Okay.
From Wondery Scene.
Oh, okay. I know.
Oh, from Wondery. That was
Yeah.
Wait, no. Introducing Operator from Wondery Scene of the Crime. What the fuck?
Oh.
Whatever. Who cares?
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't mean anything.
What's it called again?
Operator.
Operator.
Some of it's goofy because they do these reenactments. It's like, hey, sexy. Is that really needed? Like the story itself is interesting.
Yeah, we got it.
I don't know. The reenactments, sure. But I guess the woman who hosts it used to do it or something. Anyway, okay. It's you got to go. I got to go. Yeah. We all got to go.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Watch 90 Day Fiancé and tell us what you think. Comment down below.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, do that. All right, I love you guys. Thank you. It's my birthday on Monday. Bye.
What is that? You want money?
No, I just wanted to say it was my birthday.